Hello friends, welcome to NJCF. We are learning social science of 10th standard and we are talking about 4th chapter, that is literary heritage of India. In the previous videos we talked about Nalanda University as well as Takshashila University. Now in this video we are going to talk about two other ancient universities which are Kashi University or Varanasi University and Valbhi University. So first of all, let's start with Varanasi University. Varanasi was famous as one of the place of pilgrimages during 7th century. It is believed that Varanasi is a place where the first Jyotirlinga manifested itself. And Hindus believe that one who is graced to die on the land of Varanasi would attain heaven and freedom from the cycle of birth and rebirth. Do you know why Varanasi is called Kashi? Kashi is a Sanskrit word. Kashi means to shine. As we know that Varanasi is the city of temples and temples makes Varanasi the city of light. That's why it is known as Kashi. It was also the famous education center. It grew as the religious center for the Aryan culture in Upanishadic period. King of Varanasi, Ajat-Shatru, was a great philosopher of Upanishadic age and great supporter of education. It is mentioned in Vyas Samhita that Maharshi Vedvyas had his ashram in Varanasi. Ajat-Shatru was a ruler of Varanasi and he ruled for 32 years. Lord Buddha chose Varanasi, a suitable place for the propagation of his preachings. Philosopher Adishankaracharya had to move to Kashi to adopt the new principles of Vedantas. Vallabhacharya ji and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the pioneer of Pushtimarg, attained prestige of their Vaishnav sects in Kashi. Majority of scholar families of Punjab had to migrate to Kashi, while a few families migrated to Kashmir. Many other princes came for education in Varanasi. Monastery at Sarnath became a famous education center under the patronage of Emperor Ashoka. Thus, Varanasi University was also famous as education center in 7th century. Now moving ahead, let's talk about Valbhi University. This university of Gujarat was very famous center of education in 7th century. There was a significant contribution of contemporary ruler of Vansh dynasty and its people to make Valbhi a well-renowned and a huge center of education. The Maitrak king established the Valbhi University in Gujarat. It was an important port of international trade located in Saurashtra. Present day it is called Valbhipur, located in Bhavnagar district. For some time, the university was considered to be a rival to Nalanda in Bihar in the field of education. Valbhi was the center of Hinayan cult of Buddhist religion. Hinayana follows the original teaching of Buddha. Another cult is Mahayana, but we are not going into that detail. In the middle of 7th century, Buddhist scholars like Sthirmati and Gunmati were the leading principles of Valbhi. Sthirmati was a Buddhist scholar. The students from the distant areas of Ganga Yamuna used to come here for higher studies. Chinese traveler Itzing noted that Valbhi completed with the famous education center Nalanda, which was located at eastern part of India. Valbhi was a capital and an international port. The ruler of Valbhi belonged to Maitrak dynasty and he patronized education and university as well. It is also notable that royal people of Maitrak dynasty were not Buddhist. However, they were helping the institution. The 18 subjects taught and learned in Valbhi University were archery, hunting, law, medical, military science, Ayurveda, Sanskrit, logic, philosophy, magic, politics, grammar, metaphysics, etc. In 775 AD, Arabians attacked, Maitraks were defeated and university was closed down. The name of famous scholars were written on the gate. Scholars, by showing their education, were getting higher rights in Rajya Sabha. Knowledge, worship, and particular system of education made the university famous not only in India but also in the world of that time. Students from India and abroad used to come for education in this university. It was an international university in the real sense. Almost all the branches of knowledge were taught here. The maintenance of the university was done through the charity given by the kings and landlords. Actually, it showed the loyalty of the people towards the university. That's why it was the biggest rival to Nalanda University. It was world-renowned university of Indian education for the knowledge of art and science. So, we talked about some ancient universities of India as well as we talked about ancient literature and medieval literature. Now you can understand why India has rich and unique literature, and you can also realize that how cultural heritage of India is famous in the world. This ends our chapter. From the next video, we will start with the new chapter and we will talk about science and technology. See you in the next video.